there. So we look at the Mahaffey Theater, one of my favorite places. There is some good news though out in St. Pete. It does look like little improvements here since the last time I showed you this. At least we can see the sidewalks again and the roads again. But again, still look at all this high water. Let me step out of the way. So plenty of high water around. So still not really safe to get out in St. Pete yet, in the beautiful pier area and downtown. And we'll just hang in there for you. Can you hang in there for a few more hours? You've done great this so far. And what happens in these storms, you got the before, during, and the aftermath, and folks usually run into the problems in the aftermath, okay? So that's why we're here for you still, giving you the latest information to keep you and your family safe. Storm surge level crest, okay, so these are some more official numbers and I fine-tuned these. So we saw the high water in St. Pete, right? So Pinellas County, well, we had that surge at 4.7 feet. It's slightly under that right now, but just slightly, okay? And we got to keep that in mind. We won't really see noticeable or bigger improvements, it looks like, until later this afternoon. East Bay and Tampa, boy, we've been watching Tampa and downtown, Riverwalk, Hillsborough. You've got plenty of water, right? 5.7 foot was the crest. You're just below that right now. Port Manatee at just under 4 feet. Clearwater Beach, it was amazing watching that water come up overnight in the wee hours of the morning. 4.8 foot crest there. And then Crystal River, up near 9 feet. So what we can expect here, you see this graphic, we're still looking at high water levels. All right, power outages, there's still a few around the area, so keep that in mind. Hopefully you'll get that power back soon, and some gusty winds, but we're not going to see the 70-mile-per-hour gusts like we saw in Sarasota, and also those wind gusts near 60 miles per hour in much of Pasco County, all the way up to Citrus County, Hernando County. So we're going to start to see the wind come down this afternoon, so some great news there. As we go back to Weather 1, we do have some more data to show you and keep you safe, but Weather 1 would show that we are watching radar still carefully this afternoon. We are still under a tornado watch, and that tornado watch is in effect until 3 p.m. In fact, you can see our severe weather watches here. This does include Hillsborough, Pinellas County, back into Polk County, from Lakeland to the north. Here's I-4, I-75, and really for folks in northeast Florida, South Georgia, that's where the higher risk of tornadoes will be, so a little farther north. So another reason not really to travel, right, if you can hang in there. As we look at some bands of rain, this is the best news of all. Okay, we may have the tornado watch, we've got the flooding. We don't need any freshwater flooding, right? Okay, we have enough flooding around the area. Well, the heaviest bands and the most intense bands have now moved off to the east. All right, so you can see Lakeland, Lake Wales, but really heading more toward I-95 and the First Coast at this point as our Hurricane Idalia wraps up and continues to head north into Georgia. But we will have some occasional heavy bands of rain, okay, as we go through the afternoon, so keep that in mind. But notice the meth. Oh, look at this, amazing. As we look up into Georgia, we've got flash flooding, tornado warnings, and this big ball of fire and energy continues to pivot through South Georgia, heading towards Savannah, Georgia, so, and our friends in the Carolinas. So if you have friends up in Georgia and the Carolinas, say, hey, this storm's for real. It got real here at home in the Tampa area, and to take it seriously, okay? It may be no longer a Category 4 or 3, and it's going to continue to slowly be downgraded, but I don't like even using that term when it comes to these tropical cyclones. They're just full of power. We take a look at Idalia, and I tell you, Amanda Pappas here helping me out. Appreciate you zooming in and out. So we got 90-mile-per-hour sustained winds, north-northeast movement at about 20 miles per hour with that pressure at 971. So the pressure's at least coming up, saying yes, the friction of the land is starting to take its toll on Idalia, and it's going to continue to move off to the northeast and then eventually off the Carolina coast. But notice that tomorrow, and even tomorrow, pretty amazing, it'll still be a very strong tropical storm. All right, so going back to Weather 1 if we can. Okay, we got some more graphics here in wind gusts and wind speeds out there. We talked about Bradenton, Sarasota leading the pack at 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, Anna Maria Island at 62, but most of us, yeah, in the 50s and 60s. We knew it would be a water event, not a wind event. But again, some of these wind gusts did cause some power outages across the area, and we'll keep checking in on it. So for you and your families, for those streaming on their phones, trying to get power back, I know it can be frustrating. So hopefully that'll be soon. Today's planner. Okay, we've had most of the heavy rain and wind. We're still watching for that surge to come down a bit, but notice we will get a break in some of those heavier bands, but there will still be some scattered showers and storms through the afternoon. But the big part is that southwest wind will relax finally, and that'll help our water situation there. Okay, so our county by county impacts, we're going to continue to improve across the areas we head into the afternoon, but notice the high water for Pinellas, Hillsborough, many of us until 2 p.m. That's the takeaway. So we got to stay patient. I know it's tough sometimes, and of course we'll keep you updated to keep you and your family safe.